Whatever you do, make sure you do not use drugs. And this is why.
As a mother, I can tell you firsthand that parents worry.
Yeah, sentiment no different for fathers either. When you have a child, their safety is your top priority.
Yeah, despite the worry, you can't always control what your children are exposed to, especially once they enter their teenage years.
And with the rise of fentanyl in recent years, a new threat is posed when teens choose to experiment with drugs.
News Channel 11's Karen Jenkins found out experimentation can turn deadly in the blink of an eye.
She, gave me a hug, and I hugged her back, and we both said, "Good night, I love you." And she went into her bedroom. And I certainly didn't know at the time that that would have been the last interaction that I would have with my daughter.
Amber Rains is talking about her 18-year-old daughter, Kinley, a bright, beautiful senior at Tennessee High School who never made it to graduation. On the morning of March 5th, 2022, Amber went to wake up Kinley to go prom dress shopping and immediately knew something was wrong.
Unfortunately, this is something that I will never be able to wipe from my mind. She had already been deceased for several hours at this point. So she was cold. Like, I just knew. I knew when I walked once I got into her bedroom that she was gone.
Kinley's cause of death was listed as acute fentanyl intoxication. Amber says the toxicology report indicates it was such a small amount of fentanyl, the medical examiner thinks it was probably the first time she'd been exposed to it. Given the evidence found in her room and autopsy reports, Amber is confident Kinley was exposed to the fentanyl through a laced marijuana product.
I think when a lot of people think of drugs and fentanyl, they think of like pills or maybe heroin or something, a hard drug. There was no type of drug paraphernalia except for what the kids call dabs, which is actually like THC wax. There's still a certain stigma around drug use at all. Even though, it was marijuana, and my child died from it being laced with fentanyl.
Although the law enforcement officers who investigated Kinley's death say they can't confirm how Kinley was exposed to fentanyl, the Drug Enforcement Administration says more and more drugs are being laced with it. It's either unintentionally through cross-contamination or deliberately to provide users with a more addictive high. But with no oversight or quality control among drug dealers, one dose or one pill can kill. And taking any drug without knowing its source can be deadly.
Most of the folks that are having these overdoses, they're not looking for fentanyl. Right, it's accidental, but it's so prevalent and it's out there that we want people to be aware of that.
Amber lives in Bristol, Virginia, where marijuana is legal, but she knows her daughter did not buy the deadly dose from a legal dispensary. Agent Gale says that's not safe.
I mean, really, you're rolling the dice, right? If you're going onto the street or through social media, you don't know what you're getting. Like, you really just can't. The days of experimentation, you're really taking a gamble with your own health and your safety.
What do you think other parents of teenagers should know?
If this can happen to me and to my child, then this can happen to anyone and their child. So that's, a lot of, I feel like I hear a lot of, my child would never do that, my teenager, that would never happen. Please don't say that. Like, I thought that.
Amber is sharing the incredibly personal, painful, and private story of her daughter's overdose for one reason.
If this saves one life, then it's worth it.
Amber says Kinley was still undecided about what career she wanted, but she'd always talked about doing something that helps others. And Amber says telling Kinley's story is fulfilling her goal.
This is what Kinley would want me to do. Had a lot of parents, just say, I don't know how you get out of bed every day. I get out of bed every day because that's what Kinley would want me to do. And I don't want to disappoint her.
Amber is now among hundreds of other families across our region who have lost a loved one to fentanyl in recent years.
According to data from the Tennessee Department of Health, fentanyl overdose deaths increased drastically in Northeast Tennessee from 2018 to 2022, jumping from 29 to 149.
In Southwest Virginia, the numbers grew from 22 to 71 in that same time period.
Tonight at 11, we'll take you inside the Northeast Tennessee Regional Recovery Center as they look to help those battling addiction with opioids.
A crucial reminder here, help is available if you or anyone you know is a victim of domestic violence. You can call the phone number there on your screen or simply text the word START to 88788.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Please subscribe.